Today we're going to talk about conjunctions, and we're going to talk about the difference between compound sentences and complex sentences. First off, what is a conjunction? We've talked about them before, but it may have been a while. There are two different types of conjunctions for two different types of sentences. One of them has an acronym, and the other you just have to recognize by its job. So, conjunctions are the words that we use to combine clauses. We have two types of conjunctions. We have coordinating conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions are used in a compound sentence. They combine the two independent clauses. So they're the words that help us combine two complete sentences. Whenever we use a coordinating conjunction, we always have to have a comma with it. And it goes in the middle between our two complete thoughts. Our coordinating conjunctions are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so, the fanboys. Subordinating conjunctions, on the other hand, go in a different type of sentence and do a different job. They're used in a complex sentence at the beginning of a dependent clause. Those are our signal words that let us know that we're missing information in that clause. With a complex sentence and a subordinating conjunction, we only need a comma if that subordinating conjunction, that dependent clause, is at the very beginning of the sentence. And there are lots of different subordinating conjunctions, too many to list. Here are some examples. Coordinating conjunction. So this is a compound sentence. Samantha wanted to play soccer, but her mom wanted her to take ballet. Comma but is a coordinating conjunction. It's a fanboys. I could study French, or I could study Spanish. Comma or is a coordinating conjunction. It's a fanboys. All of these sentences on this side are a compound sentence. Let's look at some subordinating conjunctions. Subordinating conjunctions start a dependent clause, which means everything we look at over here has to be a complex sentence. If you aren't careful, you will fall. If is my subordinating conjunction. It's the signal word that lets me know that I am missing information. If you aren't careful, what will happen? You will fall. I felt angry when I heard what she was saying. When I heard what she is saying is my dependent clause. It wouldn't make sense by itself. So that makes this a complex sentence. Remember, if the subordinating conjunction is at the beginning, you need a comma after the end of the clause. If it's in the middle, you don't need a comma. Although I'm a good student, I can be lazy. Although is my subordinating conjunction. So let's review. We have compound sentences and we have complex sentences, but the names sound a little bit alike. They aren't the same thing though. What do you know about compound sentences versus complex sentences? Pause this video to think about what goes on each side of the Venn diagram. Then when you're ready, unpause to move on and check your answers. Okay, so a compound sentence uses coordinating conjunctions. It uses the fanboys. While a complex sentence uses subordinating conjunctions. A compound sentence has two independent clauses. That means it's made up of two complete thoughts, two simple sentences. But a complex sentence has one independent and one dependent clause. A compound sentence always has to have a comma. A complex sentence only needs a comma sometimes. The only things that these have in common are that they have more than one clause, because again, the compound sentence has two independent clauses, two simple sentences, and the complex sentence has one independent and one dependent. and they have some sort of conjunction, but the conjunctions are not the same. So let's look. Is this compound or complex? My favorite flowers are peonies, but they are too expensive to buy. Well, my favorite flowers are peonies is independent. They are too expensive to buy is independent. My conjunction is in the middle, so I have a compound sentence. Is this complex or compound? If you go to the Botanic Gardens, you should invite me. Well, I don't have a conjunction in the middle, and that first clause, if you go to the Botanic Gardens, doesn't make sense by itself. That means it's dependent. That means this sentence is complex. Is this sentence complex or compound? It is lovely when it is sunny outside. Well, my conjunction is in the middle, but when it is sunny outside doesn't make sense by itself. I don't have a comma in the middle, so this must be complex. Is this compound or complex? She likes to go on nature walks, and she also enjoys camping. Well, I see a fanboys, and is a fanboys. It's a coordinating conjunction. I've got a comma in the middle, and that's a complete thought on either side. She likes to go on nature walks. She also enjoys camping. That is compound. What's the conjunction? The flowers bloom in spring, but the Japanese garden is prettiest in the fall. Do you see the conjunction? I'll give you a hint. It's a fanboys. But it's a coordinating conjunction. What's the conjunction in this sentence? It doesn't feel like fall unless I see spooky decorations. I'll give you a hint. This one is a subordinating conjunction. So it's a signal word that lets us know that we're missing information. That's right. Unless is my subordinating conjunction. Unless I see spooky decorations doesn't make sense by itself. So this is a subordinating conjunction. I love it when the leaves crunch under my feet. What's the conjunction? My conjunction is when. When the leaves crunch under my feet is a dependent clause. So this is a subordinating conjunction. Is spring your favorite season, or do you prefer fall? Well, I see a comma in the middle, so let's look where that comma is, and I see an or. Or is a fanboys, which means it's a coordinating conjunction. Okay, let's review. Compound sentences and complex sentences both use conjunctions. Compound sentences use coordinating conjunctions, which are fanboys, with a comma between the two independent clauses. Complex sentences use subordinating conjunctions to start a dependent clause and only use a comma sometimes.